What's up, everyone?
Hello.
We're back again. Back
Okay, what episode is this?
again. Loners back. Tell a friend. All right. Episode 12 today, ladies and gentlemen.
We're on 12.
We made the big one, too.
I swear we were on 12 last week.
No, we're on 11. You know we're on 11.
No,
The big
I don't.
one, too.
What do you mean you know we were on...
Roll that intro. All right, we're back. So sorry. I'm going to tone it down a notch.
I don't care. Do your thing, okay? Whatever gets you pumped.
Okay.
Anyway, we went to... What was yesterday, Brian? This is what you... Guys, I'm telling you,
I'm letting you talk
You're
first,
letting me?
and
Oh my
then
God,
I'll
thank
feed
you
off
so
of you.
much.
Okay,
Just letting me
so-
talk. Yay, I get the floor.
Anyway, did you guys see my Master Roshi shirt? Master Roshi. He's the real OG. And if you don't know who he is, best get some schooling, because you don't know shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you okay?
Watch Dragon Ball Z, though. It's the best show ever. All right. Yeah, yesterday was...
I have no words.
Yesterday was what we like to call
Are you
the
gonna sit here and
Independence Day of America.
just say it's Independence Day yesterday?
That's what July 4th is, all right?
Yes.
It's Independence Day.
Why are you like being like, yeah?
I don't know.
It's what we like to call. Shut up. It's literally 4th of July.
Yeah.
Stupid holiday.
Yeah,
Am I yelling?
a little bit.
So basically, yes, with all things considered that have been happening in this country, I guess we should say lack of things happening in this country, we're just like not in the mood to celebrate. It seems kind of stupid, and plus our dog is kind of a fill in the blank when it comes to hearing fireworks.
Yeah.
And our neighborhood, from past experiences, usually gets extremely chaotic during today.
Or yesterday.
Honestly, they be popping fireworks all the time, but like especially yesterday, 4th of July. I mean,
Yeah.
the past 2 years they go insane. It's like a war zone out here. So yeah, we hung out at Brian's sister's apartment that she's moving out of, but luckily still has right now for the next couple weeks, and it was very tame. It was very chill. My brother came. We ate.
Yep.
We drank. And we played games.
Yep.
And it was a wholesome, good old time. And the only thing we didn't talk about was never mind.
Yeah, I know.
Was celebrating this country that should not be celebrated at all. I'm just being honest. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do love the people.
It's not the people.
Yeah, it's the people in charge of this country that are making us kind of... not only making us look bad, but they're just not benefiting the lives of people here.
It doesn't feel like we're united. Let's just say that. And
Yeah.
this is supposed to be a united country.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said this before. I feel like America's just too damn big. Like, we're in over our heads having a country this large.
We should divide it up.
It's called the Divided States of America. Because we pretty much are divided. Sorry, that's our neighbor. He's... I can't tell if he's joking, like being sarcastic, or if he's actually talking.
I can't tell either.
This dude is on like cloud 9 all the time. He's always high. He's always like...
If you ever see our channel, what's up?
Okay.
No, I mean, I know
Imagine.
it is a topic that if you've watched this, you notice that we talk about it a lot and stuff. I don't like every episode. I know doesn't need to talk about it, but
Totally, but
it's
I mean,
just
it was
yeah,
just
it's just it yeah. It
It's
just felt like
difficult.
weird. It just felt weird, like if we were moving in the right direction, like of moving forward with like people's rights and just like as I don't know. It just seems like we're trying to go back to
if
like
we were progressing as a country,
Yeah,
it would have felt a little bit on brand, I guess, to kind
Yeah.
of celebrate something, even if like you don't condone like
yeah.
Europeans coming here and the way they came here. Like even if you don't condone that, it probably would have felt more like a celebration if like things were progressing as a country. We were proving that, you know,
Yeah.
growth matters. No, instead of it's the opposite.
Yeah.
And
I mean
it
it's
just
all
feels
also
stupid.
like I mean it's some people would say that the direction we're going is growth. That's like what I'm saying is like
It's not growth though.
it's not. I know it's not, but I'm saying like
Subtracting.
you have people who think that it's good what's happening, and then you have a lot of other people who think that it's bad going backwards.
Most people can agree that it's stupid and bullshit.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot this country doesn't agree on, but I can feel like human rights is like somewhat something people agree on.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's global too, but I just think that there's too much greed. There's too much
we
greed.
need to stop worrying about global when we can't even get our shit together as a country.
Yeah. Well, I think there's really too much greed. It's just.
Of course, there's greed everywhere in the world. I don't think that's
But
the point.
we're really capitalizing on greed right now in our country. I think it's just gotten more and more ever since like the 80s and stuff. I feel like it's just been more and more of just like raping people with fucking prices and just like taking them for all they have.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're trying to say like the vision of classes is just getting wider
Well,
and wider.
yeah, it's like when is enough, you know?
Yeah, like I don't think it'll be enough until they silence people from the opinions and spreading like their stories around. And like, do you see they're trying to get rid of TikTok again
Yeah.
for our safety?
I
It's
think
like
that
you
was-
don't care about our safety at all. You can't even agree on fucking gun reform.
That was the FCC thing, I think, right? That you were talking about the other time.
Yeah, that was oh, fuck.
I forget what is it. I know FCC
I don't
deals
know.
with
I just know that this
FCC
country
deals
thinks
with
TikTok is
entertainment
such a
and shit.
threat that I don't give a fuck if you sell my data. Take my data, sell it, do what you want
I
with
mean,
it.
they already do sell
They
our data.
do that with every other app.
Yeah.
Like unless you are,
It's that thing that you hit agree to whenever you download the app.
unless you're like hitting my bank account or you are hitting my rights, like I just don't give a fuck what you take and resell. I don't care. It's just data. It does nothing for me to care. I'm sorry about that. When there's way worse things to care about. And I refuse to believe our country gives two shits about our protection. They just don't care.
Yeah.
You are eating this damn mic.
Sorry.
My God.
I'm just sorry. I'm just saying. It's just because like I know other countries do look up to us as like the
They need
leader,
to stop.
but like we're not setting a good image with the way that we're moving. Like I feel like at one point we were a good image, like
Example.
yeah, like
We're
we were
not.
a good example a while back, but now we're not moving in a humane area. We're moving just to a
It's becoming fascist. That's in short terms.
yeah.
What it seems like. I mean, there was literally 2 shootings yesterday, and I didn't see any media coverage about it. I had to hear about this on social media.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything on like. Then again, I try to stay away from the news, but like, come on. It's sad, and I think there was a third one, but I could be wrong.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I think Illinois and Philly.
Yeah, but I heard there might have been a third one. I didn't look too much into that, but for sure, like in front of my face, there was like 6 people dead at a parade in Illinois.
Yeah.
And then in Philly. It's like people are literally celebrating like I'm sorry. You're out there on a patriotic holiday celebrating. Can it get any more ironic than that? Like what's like now people think they're just like I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's tough. I don't know when they're never gonna do anything because they only value what
Money.
corporations and shareholders. That's the only thing that really like they value in our country.
Yeah, they don't
They
care
don't
about
value people that
Yeah.
make that stuff happen. They just value the people who are invested into the big corporations.
Right. Like imagine a world where what you contributed like to the economy
Yeah.
and just like, yeah, like imagine a world where not even a world. When I say world, I genuinely mean like
In the
our
US.
country,
Yeah.
because we are a first world country. Like imagine if like what you brought to the table, physically,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, whatever the hell, matched your paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, base workers would be getting paid the most right now.
Yeah, obviously they're doing the jobs that no one really else wants to do, but yet they're still doing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
This all just
pretty
goes
bizarre.
back into like a big circle of like, well, there should be easier access to figure out how to maneuver life to make it in your favor, right? At a younger age to people. I feel like that would change
that's such
everything.
a toxic mindset, though. Where
What?
It's like,
No, I'm saying it should be more available, like easier accessible.
oh, I thought you were saying
It shouldn't be so difficult for people to figure out like financial knowledge by when I mean I don't even think they teach it in school like as a basic thing.
I mean, we did like mocks investing into one stock or two stocks like that, but it really wasn't teaching us
But
much.
even that, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't what I know about that industry has nothing to do with something I did in high school.
Yeah.
So.
Which you're good at budgeting and
I'm good at budgeting, but
Yeah.
I still struggle with what investments to take and what not to take, because again, this is not something you're taught in school. You get a 9-to-5 job and they're like, yeah, sign up for your retirement plan, and that's like the extent
yeah.
you are kind of that is brought to your door.
Yeah.
And then even then, you don't get all the logistics of like what you are doing, like where your money specifically is going. You just know a portion of it's being taken out for your retirement. You don't know what they're doing with it. Obviously, they're lending it and stuff. To my knowledge. So
well, yeah.
So I'm just.
That's why, because the banks, I think what they tell you to do to save your money in a savings account, they don't do that. They take your guys' savings and they lend it out and they get leverage on it.
Yeah, I understand that. But as far as like specifically like a 401k, like I don't know. That's the problem too. Is like I don't know the details for every little damn thing, and I don't think I need to devote years of my life to know that. This is something that should just be naturally in the education system, the free education system. I shouldn't have to pay to know this knowledge. And there's so much. Yes, you could say YouTube, and it's a great source to learn things, but like. No, most of the time it's not someone that's like qualified to teach you this. It's just someone who's giving their
advice
knowledge on it.
Yeah.
And then it's
and they always start with that. This is not financial advice.
Yeah, and then a lot of them contradict each other, and then you're like, it becomes overwhelming, and there's almost too many sources of.
It's like, who do I know to believe?
Yeah, there's too many ways to like invest or save or do all that bullshit. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know the way of like just always putting something into like the investments, and like you can put them into like the areas of stock markets, like the NASDAQ or the S&P and stuff like that. You can just put it in there, index. Which divides it up into different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can just put money in that. I know over time that makes money.
Yeah,
it works. But I'm saying it for people, there should also be something accessible for like teaching to navigate if you want to not wait till you're 65 or 70 to have $1 million. Like there's other ways to do it.
So when you're
like
younger,
there's definitely like when you're younger, if you want to take more risk and try to like build something. But I'm saying
like when you're younger, they're like and then for when your retirement, but it's like not everyone makes it that age.
Well, yeah. Like what if you're
you're being stripped of money every couple weeks.
No, I know.
Just to be like maybe if I don't die by then. Or
I picture this like sad image, and it sucks, but I picture this sad image, and this is what makes me like wanna. I know it's riskier to try to aggressively make more money. I'm not saying make it in like a day or a year. I'm saying make it in like 5 to 10, 10 to 15 years to make a lot of money. But I just imagine like if you're working at a job and you're saving and you're investing, and you say, okay, when I hit X amount, like this will be when I'm like 65, and then I'll retire and I'll enjoy my money that I saved up and invested. And then I just picture this like this person who's like, yeah, I did it. I'm 65 now. I'm gonna cash out my savings. I'm a millionaire. and he
I don't
leaves.
think they cash it all out.
Or you know what I mean, but you can, yeah. But and then he's like, okay, now I'm gonna start living my life however I want.
I'm
And then
too old.
no,
to
and
do
then
anything now.
he
No.
walks out
Uh-huh.
and then just gets hit by a bus. No, but I'm serious. It's like, and the one day where you're like, okay, now I'm gonna start living my life like aggressively or like do what I want.
I'm gonna be I'm
Free, yeah. And then you literally die that day. Like
It's just
imagine that were to and all those years that you spent up just building, and then just gets taken away in a second.
That's morbid, but kind of funny.
Yeah.
To think about.
I mean, it could happen to anyone else too. Like even if you're trying to start your own business or do anything like your own way to make like a lot of money.
Life is a risk. I get. Yeah.
But I guess I would be a little happier knowing that I'm taking the risk of trying to do it my own way and I die. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd like to think that would be a little more fulfilling, but who knows?
That's a risk too. Like
Yeah.
it's a risk to go the path less traveled,
Yeah.
but it's also a risk to not go the path less traveled because you could spend all your time doing that and then be old and then be like,
what the fuck was all this for?
Everything I
Yeah.
could do now,
Yeah.
I don't want to do now.
Yeah.
I wish I should have done it
in my like 30s or 40s.
Yeah, like
yeah, it's just I don't know.
I just feel like that's the takeaway that we should have when we're in school. It shouldn't be like this roadmap to success and then
I mean, yeah, success is so different to everyone too.
And then retire it and then enjoy your life. Like it's weird that we're living our life every day for when we retire. That's fucking weird. Right?
Yeah.
Like no. I'm sorry. I don't know. And I just don't think that it's like a one size fits all situation. I know there's tons of people who are more than content with that.
Yeah, and I mean more power to them,
I wish I was like that.
I know. Sometimes I think like that too. Like sometimes I think like I didn't have this urge to just like not do that.
Like yeah.
Yeah, like
like yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like sometimes I just wish I was content with the
like
minimal.
when like it was before we met and I was in Santa Monica, I remember going to SMC and like I was going to sign up for business school.
I went there.
And I was like
and
I'm going to like or try to go towards like, business like that type of thing. And then I remember just like signing up, looking at all the stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to hate this. I was like, this is just not going to make me happy. And I was like, I'll have to figure something else out. I don't know.
I actually enjoyed going to Santa Monica College because the college was very refreshing.
It seemed like a cool campus.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
I also had a couple friends, but like that was it. And it was a refreshing experience, especially because my first year I went all the way in Lancaster and it was hell. Like put the worst taste in my mouth.
Yeah, if you guys aren't in California or SoCal, don't go to. I mean, there's no reason to go to Palmdale. So.
Well, unless you live there.
Oh, yeah, or you know someone there.
And I get it. Like.
It's just like, it's yeah.
We know too many people there. My family.
Oh yeah, but like Linda, when I first, we were kind of I think just like dating, right?
What?
Like when the shooter was at the school.
Yeah.
Or we were just hanging out, or were we dating?
This was the year we were dating. Yeah, it was 2013.
This shit, man.
Brian's like, yeah, it happens.
I didn't say that. Maybe
that
coming from Texas, maybe.
You were a different person back then, so let's just put that out there.
Yeah.
To be fair.
We've also become super desensitized to shootings here.
I don't think at that point everyone was as desensitized as they are now, which is.
I don't know, babe. That was like what? That wasn't too far off from like Columbine and all that shit.
I don't know, Brian. I just remember. Yeah, it was just weird times. What year? That was 2013. Yeah.
Wasn't he wearing like a big black trench coat?
I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna fucking
talk more in the mic.
I don't know. Don't know the dude. I wasn't gonna go in. Can you not hear me? Anyway, I just don't get why you put. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up.
What did I do, Linda?
You're trying to like deflect. You're trying to be like, yeah. What was he wearing? It's like, no, dude.
I'm not trying to deflect.
Yeah, because I called you out on how you were because your friend was with us after it happened, and we were hanging out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh my God, like that's traumatic. That's crazy. Like you go to school there. And you're just like, yeah, you know. And he's like, Brian, that you should care more. Like you should give a shit.
Yeah.
You were a different person back then, and
I just
telling
think I was
Brian-
pretty immature.
I mean, yeah, we all were,
Yeah.
but you more. No, I'm kidding.
I was way more immature than you.
Well, I do remember. I was telling Brian the other day we were hanging out. I was like, yeah. I said, the fact that I stayed with you back then says a lot about how insecure I was.
Thanks for that.
You
Thanks
are,
for that.
again, I can't reiterate this enough. You are a different person. Back then, like, everyone's insecure every now and then in their life. But I must have been really insecure because Brian was giving me all the red flags and I was still sticking around.
Yeah. I mean, I have to admit, I was an idiot. I was just young, and we met at a
Weird time.
a tender age. We met at a tender age.
Please don't say that. It's fucking cringe.
No, that was a weird way to say it. We met at an age where it was still like I was so immature as like a teenager going into my early 20s. I was super immature.
Yeah.
And I just thought I thought it was cool to be like drinking and smoking like all the time and just not really
I feel
like
like every kid, not every kid, but a fair amount went through that at that age.
They did, but luckily at like I think because I had View, and also luckily at like 24 or so, something just clicked in my head that was like I'm just repeating the same
through 5
cycles.
years before you get clicked.
Yeah. Well, because I wasn't thinking about it. I think, and then I looked at my age, and then I looked at like my job I was at, and I'm like, I don't want to, like, I just want to be free in the next like.
Well, to be fair, this was like a year before the pandemic, right?
Babe, this was no. Oh yeah, shit.
It was.
Yeah.
Pandemic was like 2 years ago, if not 2.5 now.
Yeah, and then I remember I was looking at stuff to do. I started doing like e-commerce online, and I started selling like little necklaces, like drop shipping necklaces, because we have a pit bull, and I did one. It was like a pit bull necklace, and I started drop shipping that, and it was actually kind of working. But then I was like, this is so much work. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this exactly.
It wasn't that much for a necklace.
No, I'm saying, well, yeah, because I had to deal with the wholesaler and like shipping, and a lot of people, it would take too long, and they kept complaining.
You weren't even drop shipping. You ordered it, and
then I would send it.
So.
No, I'm pretty sure I had them get sent to the person from the wholesaler.
I'm 100% sure you didn't, because
I
remember throwing away a bag of like 100 necklaces.
That was when I think afterwards I was like, what if I just order a bunch and then just ship them myself?
Maybe. I wasn't that involved. I just remember like it happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I remember finding I found this Middle Eastern dude.
Mo?
No, that was when I worked at the smoke shop, but I'm saying from trading. So when I was first looking into like, I was like, okay, let me see what's Forex, and Forex popped up, and I'm like, let me check this out. Like, oh, you can make money buying and selling currencies, and I'm like, oh, it's cool. So then,
and the rest was history.
Yeah, but so I found this guy named Moose Gang. They called him Moose. He was like this Egyptian dude. And of course,
a lot of Egyptians, their nicknames.
Yeah,
Moose.
but I'm not trying to sound bad, but
my cousin's nickname.
He was a fucking
Moose.
scam. He scammed
Really?
us. Yeah, he was just a scammer. You pay like a monthly thing for his thing, and he would go over charts and stuff, and like just pretty much make money off of the monthly payments of people.
Tough times.
And then luckily I didn't do this, but I was in the group chat.
So that's like an MLM if you think about it. No, actually no.
He just like tries to show you like price action and charts and stuff like that. But he would kind of fake his trades.
Did he ever teach you anything?
Yeah, I mean.
Wait, so.
But he also did this thing at the end of it when I think he was just over it.
Yeah.
And he was like, which this is illegal, by the way. I didn't know at the time. I was still like, I had just got into this.
Brian has always been very like.
Gullible.
Gullible's harsh, even though it is true.
I look at the best in people.
He has such a big heart that he just can't fathom someone would fuck him over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that happens.
Anyway, okay.
So I mean, yeah, I've gotten rug pulled a few times in crypto too.
Yeah, my friend is like that too.
Yeah, I know.
She's very like, what?
But
people can scam?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's all part of it's all part of learning.
I have trust issues, so even if you aren't full of shit, I'm gonna assume you are.
But so look, so this guy Moose, I didn't know that at the time that it's illegal. You can't source money from people and manage their money unless you're licensed and you're a professional. And so I didn't do this. At this point, I was already kind of like, this seems kind of weird. So I was stepping back.
God bless, because I had no idea this was going on.
So he got everyone in the group to be, he was like, if everyone just puts in $500 and, you know, I'll manage your guys' account and I'll split the money out to you guys and stuff. And then everyone gave him the money and then he just disappeared. And his someone came back typing like, oh, this is his sister. He's in the hospital.
Was
He
it
got
before
very
Discord
sick.
or what?
Yeah, it was on
Yeah.
Telegram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was just like, oh, I had a feeling he was going to just scam people.
Right here on the record, no one will be upset at you.
What?
Did you put in that 500?
No, I didn't. Luckily, I didn't. I thought about it for a second, but when I was going to do it, he already disappeared. And then everyone was already like, where's my money? So then luckily I was like, thank God I didn't do it yet.
What's crazy is that is like super easy to do too.
Well, now it's harder, but this was a few years ago.
So, babe. You can create a coin and just fuck people over.
Well, crypto, yeah.
Yeah.
People are doing that a lot more with crypto, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're getting very like extensive with it. Like they'll set up a whole like
this happened recently.
Yeah,
right?
they'll set up a whole website. They'll set up a whole like roadmap, an ecosystem, like a fake ecosystem. They'll have like a fake team of like 40 people like actually dealing with it. And then it's like crowdfunding, but like illegally and like, you know, lying and scamming.
People be doing the
and
most.
then they just pull the liquidity out of the project.
I don't think this is in most cases. I think it's rare, but I think in some cases they have good intentions in the beginning, kind of like that. What's that girl, Elizabeth Holmes or something? I think like some of them, some rare.
No, I get you.
Have good intentions, and then they get too far deep where they're just like,
they're in over
I
their
actually
head,
don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah.
And
they just give up.
Take what I can before.
So there's definitely those, I think.
Fucked up.
But then there's also been some that I've seen that I didn't invest in them, but I've seen them. And they come out on like Discord and they say, guys, we won't be moving forward with this project. We've hit a wall and we can't really deal with it. So we're going to pay whatever is left back in the treasury. We will split among the holders, whatever's left. It might be like
it's ethical.
Yeah, it might be like
You might not
25,
make your money
50%
back,
of
but-
what you put in.
Yeah.
But they're being honest and they're saying like
We're not
they just don't
profiting.
have the liquidity or the funds to continue it. And I mean, what do you expect with like something so speculative? Like crypto's super speculative and it is gambling in a sense because you're betting on these projects to last and they might not. And I guess you just have to go into it thinking like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like don't expect.
But that's
anything.
that's crypto though. Like with the whole trading thing, I thought about giving up on it a few times, but I just stuck with it and I stopped after that. I never paid for a mentorship or anything like that again, like the monthly things. And I just found like good content and then just kind of figured stuff out on my own.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
Yeah.
who truly values your time and money is gonna sit there and be like,
They might. The thing is, like, I understand though if some people want to sell like a course or like a.
I don't. I just think that it's a money grab because
But if they do it for a very like affordable price, like one-time fee of like a course for like say like $30 or something, and it's just to show you like how to like what to look for, how to identify, how to backtest, how to like make a strategy. I think that's different because.
But if they're flexing on you,
No, not
that's like
flexing,
a
not
red
flexing.
flag.
If they're like laid back and genuine and not pushing anything to buy it.
Yeah, it's different
That's
if they're
different.
like,
Yeah.
these are fundamentals. These are gonna teach you X, Y, and Z. It's
Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah, just like a
a
little
mini
crash course. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But if you're like, I made this much from this,
That's when
so
yeah.
if you want to do it too, sign on
But
up. It's
the-
kind of like no,
yeah.
because now you're almost guaranteeing an outcome that you
It's
can't.
not attainable.
Yeah,
it's
not
not.
only not table. Like you can't.
Yeah, it's impossible to just get rich in like a few months or even a year with like
It's
trading.
not impossible, but yes, I get what you're saying.
Unless you already have a
huge
lot of
amount
money.
leverage. Yeah,
Unless you already have a lot of money.
exactly.
Yeah, but just because it's way more emotional than I ever expected, and probably no one watching this is like into trading and stuff. But if anyone out
never
there
know.
is, you'll come to realize, and you might have already, that it's way more
Any type
emotional.
of investing is emotional, but when you're directly hands-on like that,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of
Yeah.
willpower. But
It was just hard because my
that's why people don't invest is because they have an attachment to the money they're putting in.
yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I agree, and it was just hard for me because I've always naturally been impulsive, and
Did you just say impulsive? Not
impulsive.
I was like, we're not plug-in
What's that?
Logan Paul's podcast.
That's the name of his podcast.
You know what it's called.
I didn't know what it's called.
You showed me like 2 or 3 links in the past.
I didn't remember that though.
I do because it's a play on words. Okay,
Anyway, but yeah, and it's just
Sorry.
yeah. It's a cool process, I think, and it helps you manage your emotions more and talk with yourself and figure out like what issues you have, like self-limiting beliefs and everything. It kind of brings them up front and you have to deal with them, which is cool. I also think it's cool because as time goes on and technology advances and stuff, I think I'm seeing younger and younger people getting into things like this. And if they can get into it at a young age and get really good at it and master a strategy and just do it, you can make a lot of money in like the hardest, easy way possible. But it's like you get more freedom from it. And yeah,
on paper it's easy, but emotionally it's not.
it's a huge, difficult process to overcome. Yeah. But I mean, I think anything like that worth doing, it's not going to come easy. But I think that it pays off if you stick with it. What?
I agree.
Why are you laughing at me?
I just love you.
Sorry, it turned into like a motivational podcast.
Totally.
No, I'm sorry. I don't talk about like, I do talk about like stuff with Linda, but I don't like speak about the process too much.
To me, you do.
To her, I do, yeah.
All the time, all day.
I also want to meet people out here that are like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's just so many people. The whole like, the thing that people do on YouTube and other places, they latch on to people's psychology of wanting to get rich quick. And then they latch on to them and they just milk it until they're just like, they quit. And they know people are just going to quit. But they're like, come buy my course,
That's
get
like,
my membership, and you'll get rich in 2 months, in a year.
MLMs.
Yeah, and they're making all the money off of selling the membership fees and stuff to pay like $100 a month to be a part of a chat where they give you signals or some shit. And it's like none of that shit works.
Yeah,
it doesn't, because every individual person, they might not be able to look at something going against them for a little bit and waiting for it to come around. Like, it's just,
and just because that person says it's gonna go like this, you're not a psychic. You don't know. Yeah. You're just
no one knows.
All just an opinion.
No one knows. Yeah. All you can do is just, that I've noticed, is just really, really, really lower your risk and manage your risk. And that's honestly, I think, the key to actually doing it. How do we get on this? I don't know. Sorry.
This topic has like been dragged.
Sorry. Okay.
No, you don't have to be sorry. It's just funny because I'm like, now we're like a trading podcast and I'm just here to say, yep, nope. How did we get on this topic?
I forgot.
I forgot.
What? Yeah. Okay. So
the camera turned off as soon as we ended the conversation.
Can I have some of that kombucha?
No,
please.
We went over this. Get your own.
She never wants to share with me ever, and I'm always, whenever I have anything and she wants it, I share immediately.
99% of the time when he has something, it's because I gave it to him.
Whatever.
So yeah, I'm gonna want some. So when you go out of your way to get yourself a little treat, are you gonna want me to take something from you?
She's trying not to hit me.
Slap. I don't actually hit him because I know there's people on there like, oh my god, she abusive. Amber Heard.
I got some of those ant traps, the white like square ones.
Brian's exposing us.
Why am I exposing us?
Because
these stupid little ants, man.
We have random ants. I don't know where they're coming from.
We checked. There's no like food or anything.
Pause it right now.
I put the ant traps in there. Yeah.
Wait, have you checked behind there?
No.
Usually when I see ants in a location, I can usually find the source. I can be like, oh, there's a shit ton in a line over here coming in and out.
Well, that's when you checked it, right? And that's where they were?
Yeah, but there was only maybe like 10, 15 in there.
Yeah.
Which is still a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But compared to like seeing them like here and there, like you would think there would be a lot more at the like the core location.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just not enough to justify like in thinking that would be the spot.
Do they come in from outdoors when it's like hot?
That's my assumption. But we've been here almost 3 years now, and we've never had this problem. And I'm like, okay, if they're at some sugar source, like why aren't we smelling it?
Wait,
you know?
2 years. 2.
This year?
It'll be 2. Yeah.
Whatever. 2 years. My bad.
I was gonna say. Like, wait, we haven't. No, yeah, it's 2, babe.
Oh.
We came in August or July of 2020. So it's about 2.
Yeah, but then why do I feel like this is our third summer here? Because
I don't know, but it's only our second summer.
Are you sure?
Because we came at like the end of summer almost, or we moved in
we moved in like in the early fall, end of summer, but it was
hot,
excruciating hot. Okay, so then this is our third technical
summer, but we're coming up on like the 2-year mark.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
More you know.
Whatever.
Isn't matter. That wait? Where is that from? What time are we at? Where's that from?
What time are we at?
36 minutes.
Wait, that's it.
Where is that from? Wait, hold on.
Like the more you know. That's right? Imagination from SpongeBob.
Imagination.
You're gonna put that, or you're gonna hope that I can.
I'm gonna try to do it. Okay, so for some reason I had an issue with Premiere Pro with editing the.
Oh my god!
Sorry. I had an issue with Premiere Pro.
I felt that. That's disgusting. He had an issue with Premiere Pro when he was trying to put our subscribe sign
the thing
on
that came out
last video.
Episode.
So he sent me the clip. I put it on my computer.
And then she sent the video back.
And then I sent it back, and then he got it fixed. Wow. That was a great story. Good job.
It was.
Anyway, I almost hit someone yesterday with a car, and I almost hit a dog today. I didn't tell you.
What the fuck, babe?
Wait, I told you. You were there.
Oh, okay, this sounds like some crazy shit.
Scary.
I was like, I wasn't drunk, but I was like a little.
You were fucking drunk.
I was not fucking drunk.
Okay, listen. We left his sister's yesterday, and he was drunk. He wasn't blacked out, plastered, but he was drunk. Okay.
I was ducking frunk.
So I drove because I'm a responsible queen, unlike you. No kidding. I only had like a beer and a half, maybe, because I was like, I did. You had like 6. Are we done? We don't need to hear your little commentary, okay? So driving home, boop 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 boop. I'm on the freeway. Okay, yay. And then I am driving. And then I see to the left of me 2 guys. One of them is on the edge where, like, if something happened to your car, you kind of, like, pull over there. Shoulder, yeah. But all the way to the right, not the left side. Anyway, and then there's another guy who is, like, I'm, like, 3 lanes over. So I'm, like, to the left of me, I want to say was, like, the carpool lane, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so I'm in the fast lane, and I see someone standing on the lane next to me, and he's like not running into it. Yeah, he's running from the shoulder, and he's now making his way to the lane next to me. And literally, if I was like, I don't even know, like a second or 2 later, and I didn't see him, I would have hit him.
I just don't understand why someone would be running onto the freeway.
Well, he ran, and then as I swooshed past him, he came behind my car because I saw him in the rear, grabbed something from the floor, and was like running back. And then there's the other guy was like waiting for him. It was just scary because
that just sounds like something odd was going on.
Maybe they dropped something on the freeway that was like super important. I don't know. Maybe his phone fell out the window. You just don't know. I just get afraid because 1, it's like midnight, and 2, it's the 4th of July. Like you don't know if people are on something or drinking, whatever the hell. Yeah. So that was just like. That just like really scared me. And then 2, my first thought was like, what if Brian was driving? Because Brian, when he's entering the cusp of being buzzed to drunk, which is kind of where he's at, he thinks he's fine to drive. Okay, I'm not trying to like bash you, because there's a lot of people who like, if you drink, there's a point where you're like, I'm not drunk, but like maybe I shouldn't drive. There have been times where Brian will drive if it's a short distance, and I do not condone this, and I do not approve of him doing this. And it just makes me think like, knock on wood, holy shit, because I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then Brian had closed his eyes for like a second, and he's like, what? And then I explained it, and he's like, that just happened right now. I was like, yes. And then he's like,
I couldn't believe that happened.
I literally had my eyes closed for like 2-3 seconds, and I'm like, okay, well, like, knock on wood, you would have been driving, because at first you were like, I'm fine, and even your sister was like, no, let Linda drive.
But
knock on wood, like, we don't know what would have happened. Like,
I gave you the keys like quickly.
You
though.
did.
I was like,
you weren't being confrontational about it. But yeah, it just scares me, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I totally forgot that happened.
Well, I didn't, because I was terrified.
No, I know. Yeah.
And
that's
you were
crazy,
also
though.
past as soon as you got home, you fucking knocked out.
Was it like as soon as we got home?
Yeah, you were wearing your jeans still. Let's just say that. Anyway, but yeah.
Oh wait, I remember. Did I go to bed and I was like, I don't know where my phone is. I was like, I don't care.
Where was your phone?
In the living room.
Yeah, and it was funny. You're like, and I said, babe, are you okay? Like, 'cause you were laying down. And you're like, yeah, I don't care where my phone's at.
Why do you make I do not talk like that.
He doesn't, but I like to fuck with him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care where my phone's at. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not asking about your phone, dipshit. I'm asking, are you okay? And I was like, okay. Nobody asked. I said, okay, you sure you're good? Yeah, I don't care. I just can't find my phone. It's fine. And I'm like, okay.
I didn't do that.
You did. And I'm just thinking like, bro, nobody gives a fuck about your phone. Like, no one's asking about your phone. I'm asking about you. Are you okay?
Oh, so speaking about that, has anyone here ever had a sleep?
Can you sit up? Sorry. I don't like when you slouch.
Has anyone here ever had? I gotta
get your booty up. I gotta
make sure they see Master Roshi.
Nope. They know you're wearing it.
Master
Get
Roshi.
Up. Sit up.
I am sitting up.
Hey.
Has anyone?
Sit your booty up.
Has anyone here ever had a sleep paralysis?
Wow. Same.
Let me know.
I'm glad they responded so quickly.
That shit is so weird. I was getting it for a while. I got it first when I was...
Why do you slow down when you talk now?
Because I'm thinking...
Guys, I'm just letting you know. When Brian speaks to me in person, like obviously off camera, he talks normal like this, like me, okay?
I'm talking normal right now. No, I'm talking normal right now.
But then when you get on here, like, yeah, it's really interesting. I'm like... Bro, just talk. Stop looking.
I don't.
I'm gonna hide the viewfinder so that you don't know you're talking to the camera.
Anyway, so,
I feel like we should do a whole episode where we're talking about our sleep paralysis, though. We shouldn't like explain.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go deeper into it in another episode. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay. But when I was about 15, I think,
This is what we should do. When Brian talks, we're gonna put it on 1.25, 1.5 speed. Let's go. Get her out. Let's go.
I'm trying to think
I'm
here.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, but I'm not.
So, I was like 15, and I remember laying in my room, like on my back, and I remember like the door was open, and I kind of, I don't know what happened. It was weird. Like, I kind of woke up or didn't really fall all the way into sleep. And I just remember hearing a bunch of voices around me. And then, like, it just, like, hit me. And, like, I was, like, stuck. And, like, it felt like someone was, like, sitting down on top of me. And I couldn't fucking get up. And I remember looking over to my right and seeing, like, a big, dark figure there.
I'm laughing because... Sorry to interrupt and to, downplay what you just said. But my cousin called me that she had sleep paralysis like a month ago. And
wait, which cousin? A?
Yeah. And I was cracking up because this is her first time, I think, having it.
It's scary.
And she was like, and I was trying to be like sympathetic and empathetic with her because I'm like, I know how it is. It sucks. And she's like, yeah, the ghost or whatever figure, she's like, it was beating the shit out of me. And I could not help it. I was like, I've never heard someone say that, but that is so fucking funny. Like me, that's something straight out of like scary movie, like a spoof,
Mm-hmm.
So I was just laughing. I'm like, I love you, but that is some funny ass shit. Like to think of like some spiritual creature on top of you beating your ass.
It's just weird. But like if you think about it, like I don't know how much I believe like in like demons, paranormal. The God, the devil, but I mean, if you believe in those, then what are ghosts or spirits? That would be something different, wouldn't it? Spirits still being around? That wouldn't be like religious.
I think one's more demonic and the other one's more like paranormal.
Well, no, I'm not talking about like, I don't know. Like, do you separate like spirits or ghosts? That's not really like religious, right?
Technically the Holy Ghost, right?
I don't know, but I'm saying like, I'm just thinking about that right now. Like, I kind of do believe in like spirits still being around and possibly, but then is that religious in itself? That belief? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Because that could just be more of like a scientific thing, kind of, I guess. I
don't think it's
not even scientific,
either.
But like spiritual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like we don't need to have such definitive lines between
what is what.
this is spiritual and this is religious and that's evil and this is
that's
this
true.
is holy.
That's
It's
true.
like
I also think like imagine if like so if you guys, there was this documentary on National Geographic about space and black holes.
What's it called?
I can't remember the name. It was on TV, and the
okay.
the scientist was saying that like at any time there's black holes all around us here, like when we're just chilling here, because also we can only actually see like a small percentage of the visibility spectrum around us.
That's what CERN was trying. Or they were trying to.
Like there's matter all around us, and there's other things around us that we're not able to see because our brains, I think, can only take in this small amount of the spectrum. And so then I'm thinking like, what if there's just all these fucking like alien creature things floating around us doing their everyday life that we don't see, or like just like these other
entities
that are just around us every day. And then that's why like random things will fall or random things will happen, and it's like, I don't know. I'm just going on a random rant now. That
I mean, it's not like
it's just things I think about. Like, what if it's true? Because when you look at the bigger scope of how many galaxies there are and all the other shit out there, it's like we're not special. Like there has to be something, other things going on.
Well, and then what really irritates me is like people like to act like we're like superior.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with like a friend a long time, like months ago, where they're saying like, no, like humans are superior. And I'm like, I could see why we feel that because we're like civilized and we have technology and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But, and yes, we can domesticate certain animals. And like, it's really fucked up if you think about it. But like, on a humanity level, not even humanity, like what was the word I would be thinking about? I don't know.
Just on like a human level.
That just because humans are civilized and we've manipulated our own species into like
this kind of system that we've made.
Yes, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just don't think that makes us superior to animals that are like, I don't know, even in the ocean. Like there's a whole other world under there, like under us that we just like we're naive to, and we're vulnerable to.
Yeah.
You drop us in the fucking ocean, like we don't know shit. We don't know how to like defend ourselves. Like,
it's crazy because the earth sometimes can be very like unforgiving. It can be very like deadly and just
deadly.
Seriously.
I know.
Like I think we don't ever think about that. Like
there's literally a whole world outside of our bullshit that we've constructed for humans.
Yeah, this whole like, society and systems, like the system of rules that we've set in place, like
to be like
this is what life is about. This is this. Like this is this. You know, 1 + 1 = 2. Obviously, whatever. I know it does, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like there's so much more outside of this, but like I don't know. It just seems like people think you're crazy if you spend too much time thinking about these things outside or not worrying about, well, what am I going to do for work? And I need to do this and I need to do this and I need to go do this today and make sure to take care of this today. Like just all these stresses that you don't, and then you're not, we need to spend more time thinking about the bigger picture and like.
But when you have people that we've given power to, unfortunately, some people we don't even give power to, and they get to be the ones to decide that this planet is not dying. It's like, no, it is. And we are the reason. Because if humans didn't exist, this planet would be flourishing right now.
I do think that, just from what I've seen, I do think that every certain amount of years, Earth has a cycle of heating up itself naturally.
What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about
naturally.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets to points where you have like certain earthquakes and big things happening to the earth, and then every I think couple million of years or 20, I don't know, whatever.
Some period of time.
Yeah, there's like a giant earthquake or some like we line up with like to where a planet will hit us or an asteroid will hit us and it'll do
some
like
catastrophic event will happen to wipe us out.
Yes, but I also like the earth heats up naturally and all that stuff. But I do think we are
expediting that process.
a lot. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and it's not.
Oh, something also that's pretty crazy that you mentioned to me is that America is coming up on almost the
We talked about this. in the last one.
250 year mark.
Yeah.
We did?
We talked about it last episode. Yeah. Like
Oh,
empires
yeah.
last around 250ish
Yeah,
years.
that's pretty wild. I didn't think about that specific detail that empires usually lasted around the 250 year mark, and then they kind of collapsed because of the like abuse of power. And
I feel
just,
like we're
yeah.
slowly already collapsing. I don't
Yeah.
think this is.
It's just focusing too much on the wrong things. I think we're not thinking about humanity, and I mean we
Because
haven't
the
been for a long
people-
time.
Because the people who have the chance to
Change or
do
just
anything are gonna
yeah.
be dead. They're
Yeah.
gonna be dead in less than 10 years.
Yeah, and they're also
It's-
they're just feeding their wealth in their bloodline.
They don't think it's weird that like you're sitting in this cushiony ass chair with all this power, and you won't even be here in a decade to see what you've done to this country. And don't you want to like spend the rest of your life just like enjoying your life? Like, why do you care so much about this power that if you just step the fuck down will not affect you at all?
I think partly they get addicted
Pride.
to the power too.
That it's hard for me to believe that there is humanity in people like that. Like,
I don't think they care. They only care about themselves and what they're doing for the people who have the same values as them. And like
that
money, it's just money.
that
It's
takes
money.
a lot of
Yeah.
ego, and it's kind of gross to.
I mean,
to-
I think it's why we're I mean, I guess the wealthiest country. You know, we technically we are, but
are
it's
we?
like I don't know.
think we are.
because-
If you calculate how much debt we're in as a country, I don't think we are.
Yeah.
And if you calculate like happiness, a part of wealth, like to me,
Yeah.
happiness
It should
far
be taken
outweighs
into consideration.
financial wealth,
Yeah.
and everyone here is fucking unhappy in one way or another.
It's because I don't know. In my opinion, when it's just like when all you're doing is your main purpose is I'm just gonna get more money. I'm gonna get more money. I'm gonna have more money. I'm gonna save my money. I'm gonna make my money grow. And yes, it's good. But when that's your sole purpose is money itself and not like a why behind it, like what do I want to do with it, and what do I want to just have a purpose with it, like before the money, then I feel like it just becomes empty, and it's just empty. And
Yeah.
it's just you just get angry and greedy, and then you think back like, why did I focus so much of my effort on just solely the money, while instead of like having a
I
purpose?
don't know if all these people care about is just money. I think most of them care about power more. I feel like some of these people,
But I guess most of the time, money comes along with power.
yes.
Yeah.
But I just really want to know if like some of these people would be in the same seats they're in if they didn't have a spotlight. Their name didn't mean shit.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just
Like, don't you want to go down in history or leave a legacy that's positive for this country or the world? Because the amount of people that disagree with what your decisions they make far outweighs the opposite. So
yeah,
it's
I know.
So it's like you want to be hated or you
Yeah.
want.
I mean, they should just be thinking like we
It's
should be
weird.
trying to leave a better country for the people that will be growing into it later. They shouldn't be thinking like, well, what can I do to benefit me and my
Class of
people who have the same values, and we can all just like benefit off of each other, and pretty much benefit off of the smaller people that are like really running this country and doing everything every day. They're
Mhm.
saying, how can we pretty
Exploit.
much steal from them without them caring or knowing? Because they probably look at everyday workers as idiots. They probably look at
They
them like
do.
these people are fucking stupid. They're never gonna really understand how things work. They're never gonna take the time
because you've set up a system for that
where
to
they
happen.
don't. Yeah, and
It's not like they're lazy or they don't want to.
No, I know, but they
No,
make.
I know. I'm not telling you this.
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
saying
yeah,
in general. Like,
yeah,
they're not lazy. They're not stupid. You're not giving them. You're not empowering people. You're not giving people an opportunity
yeah.
to learn something new or to grow something. You're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
imagine. Like, I can't stand when stupid fucking Republicans will say like, what if that baby can cure cancer? What if that? Okay, well, what if the mom who couldn't have aborted that baby could have cured cancer, but now she can't because she's too busy to take care of the kid?
Yeah.
You know, or I don't know.
I mean, did you see in I believe it's in Ohio, I believe. I need to double check, but somewhere in America, in a state where they were anti-abortion or pro-life or whatever,
Pro-birth.
Yeah, they are forcing a 10-year-old
I saw that.
to have the kid.
Yeah.
Or they're saying that they're not going to allowing her
leave. Why not?
Yeah, and so she, I guess, was
she's a fucking minor.
sexually molested, as a kid. And her body might, she might die because her body's not ready to give birth.
Mm-hmm.
But I think forcing, they're pretty much saying we're giving you this option and we're going to make it difficult for you to find another option.
I'm really confused because I thought that if you're in a state where it's banned,
you can go to another state.
Yeah. So what's their
I don't know.
excuse?
What if their parents aren't letting her? I don't know. What if the parents aren't letting her?
Yeah, that I can see.
I don't know the details, but that specifically I do know that she's dealing with that situation and they're pretty much telling her, no, we're not going to allow you to do this in our state. But
then
she's
leave.
10 years old.
Then okay, she doesn't want to do it in your state. You're right. Let her fucking go somewhere else and do it. That's absurd.
I don't know. It just feels like we're really going into weird times, and our values as a country, obviously they portray that they care about everyone and this is a country for the everyday people.
Opportunity.
Obviously it's not.
Have the American dream.
The main value in our government's eyes and our leaders' eyes is corporations and shareholders of corporations. That's all they really care about, and they care about keeping those things happy and going, and that's it. They don't care about anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it.
It's just money.
I know what the goal is.
No, I mean I don't get it either.
So
it's like at what point are we gonna just keep putting profit over humanity?
When are we gonna look at humans as humans? Like actual people who have
numbers.
feelings and emotions.
And not numbers,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like to them, it's just like we're like roaches, honestly. It's like, yo, you're just another fucking person.
Yeah, and if we don't benefit them, they either try to squash us or just throw us out to another.
It's weird.
To figure something
and I know
out.
It sounds morbid, and I know there's going to be tons of people who are going to be like, no, you're just being negative. But no, it's literally how it feels. It feels like it's disposable.
I know, and I do also... I know the narrative, a lot of other countries have it worse and stuff like that. No, I know, but I'm just saying because a lot of people will rebut it saying, well, look at this other country who they can literally take people off the street and go kill them. The government can do that.
I don't mean I don't care about people's lives at stake like that. I don't care for that argument to be constantly thrown in our face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of why you should be grateful. It's like a gaslighting, right?
It's 100% gaslighting. Yeah. It's like when your fucking parents tell you, kids can't eat in Africa, so you better finish that meal that your tummy literally can't fucking digest because you're feeding you. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's like, stop. That's not
helping
You're not getting to the root of the
issue.
Yeah, by saying that. Okay, stop always telling people how much worse other people have it. There's always people who have it worse. There's always people who have it better.
But it's also
but it's not. But it almost puts it's almost like victim blaming. It's like, oh well, you should have.
Yeah, it makes the people then feel guilty for feeling that it's wrong.
Yeah, and for the longest time, I felt that. Yeah. Personally.
I mean, I'm sure I did too.
Yeah, I feel like most of us have. Oh, poor. You know what? It's fine. Yes, you should 100% be grateful for every opportunity and everything that you have in your life. Period. Yeah. That's, of course. Okay, but to always be throwing the baton at some other bullshit, it's stop.
Yeah.
We're living in a country that literally fucking spoon feeds us into thinking that we are the greatest, we are the best, no country's gonna fucking treat you as good as us. Okay, well then prove it. Or shut the fuck up about saying it. That's just how I feel about it. It's I can go to sleep at night knowing we aren't number one in this, number one in that, and the opportunities aren't there if you just stop telling us all that bullshit.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is they need to be more open about who really benefits from our country being the greatest,
Honey, they're not going to ever tell that because...
No, but that's what I'm saying. Because it only really benefits...
Our country's not the greatest. I don't think it's ever been the greatest. I don't even think from the day the white man have pissed on this land that it's been the greatest.
It might have been the greatest before that.
Probably.
when Native Americans were here and they actually...
Yeah, we came here...
Yeah.
Okay, and then what? We enslaved a bunch of people? You weren't great then, you're not great now.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
just because you say you're the greatest doesn't make you the fucking greatest.
And I still like, I can't believe, like, I know it wasn't even that long ago, but I just can't fathom that in this country, if you were in the South, you would literally witness like slavery and beating and
And you'd
lynching
be-
and I mean,
You'd be desensitized
I think
to it.
racism is still very alive today, and it's
course.
just like,
Racism will never go anywhere, and it's really
yeah,
It sounds
and it's also, I
toxic
think,
to say,
very
but
hidden, not even hidden sometimes, but it's very like ingrained in our Constitution and in our Congress, like within the White House and within the people in power.
We have to remember that these old hags in power lived through those times.
Yeah,
Like, they witnessed segregation.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
I mean, then
Like, I think Nancy Pelosi is older than the boomer generation. Like,
probably she's
these
fucking
people
never.
have witnessed like
Yeah, and I think there's corruption on both sides too. Like, I don't think
Absolutely
it's
there is,
I don't I would like to hope that more of the people, I guess, on the left side are a little more humane, but
we
then
need left.
I don't even know, man. It's like
We
you
need
see certain
progressive.
things now. It's like they all have lobbying. They all get cut deals. They all get money from certain things that
Yeah, but
benefit them.
that information needs to be public knowledge.
Yeah. Though obviously, yeah, they're not gonna do
Congress
that.
should not be allowed to invest in anything.
I just can't believe lobbying is legal. Also,
Lobbying should not be legal, and even if it stays legal, like
yeah, I don't know.
the information on where politicians are receiving funds, that needs to be like
More known, public, yeah, like public
it needs
knowledge.
to be displayed.
Yeah.
to
I
some
mean, I
degree.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Like, it needs to
Yeah.
when you Google them, it needs to say
Yeah.
this or all the things they support.
Yeah.
It needs to have like a whole what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh my god.
I know what you're talking about.
No, but it's gonna bother me if I don't.
Yeah.
Like, portfolio of them needs
Yeah.
to be displayed.
Of where they've gotten money.
Like,
yeah.
this is what they stand
deals
by
they've made and stuff,
because
yeah.
that is important.
It is. It shows where like the real
Values are.
yeah, and what are they benefiting from doing this or not voting for that or
Yeah.
or like, it just shows. And then not even, but like the prison system here in America, I think we have more people in prison in America than in like prisons around the whole world
I'm pretty
or
sure
something.
I'm pretty sure we have like a quarter of the world's.
or something like that. I need to look up the exact
I'm pretty sure it's like
stat
a quarter of the prisoners of the world are just in our country alone, which is
or something. It's a really weird
statistic.
yeah, the stat that when you hear it, you're like, what the fuck? But then you look into it and you're like, our prison systems make so much money. Like, why are there for-profit prisons?
It's only here.
That's what I'm saying. that should not, that just incentivizes people to just be wrongly accused and wrongly taken into jail. That's a whole different topic that I don't know.
Yeah,
Most of our system, it just really is,
it's rigged.
it's corrupt as fuck.
Yeah, it's 100%.
But and then people say, well, what are you gonna do? It is how it is. Well, it's like, yeah, but if I think it just starts with people getting actually upset and then talking about it, like on a platform or somewhere like that, and just
Again, that's why they're taking TikTok away, or they're gonna try to take TikTok
yeah.
away.
I think that people just have to genuinely feel like this isn't right. Like, it should be changing as we're getting more into the future. Things should be like getting better and more progressive for the human race, not going backwards and being like, weren't we already there?
They
And
want
it was
us
a
to
horrible
be-
outcome.
Brian, in my opinion, they want us to be upset. They want us to be like angry.
At each other.
Yes, they want us to have something that's gonna exhaust us.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah,
that's just what
yeah.
it seems like.
No, yeah.
I was telling him the other day when like the Roe v. Wade overturned and stuff, and like people were getting kind of like upset about it. Like a couple days later, I was just like, this shit reminds me of Monsters Inc. Was I telling you or my cousin?
I don't know.
it
I
reminds
don't
me-
remember that.
I think I was telling then her because I remember her having like being like, oh shit, that actually makes sense. Like, it reminds me of Monsters Inc. If you ever see Monsters Inc., then you know like they feed off the fear of children,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's how they fill up like their tanks, right? So like that's how I feel like our government is, or at least the Supreme Court. Like it's like we're filling up their tank by like being angry, having fear, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's like something that energetically that they're feeding off of that with, because they know you are supposed to cause change for the better of this country, and when you're taking steps backwards and over 60% of the country doesn't agree with that, how do you explain that? Like, how do you go to bed at night? How are you going to tell your grandchildren that makes any sense?
I mean,
like,
maybe they
you're
just
supposed to be serving us.
Yeah.
Where does the serving come in? Why are we paying for your paychecks?
Too many people don't know how to have a human aspect and think if being in other people's shoes.
If it doesn't directly affect them.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I need to get off TikTok. Okay, I go through phases where like I'm on it for a couple months and then I delete it for a few months. But anyway, this obviously Republican dude, conservative, super conservative, which is like, I think a lot of people are like stitching this video. If you don't know what stitching means, it just means like somebody takes a part of someone's video and then they like implement their own reaction or something after. So, and this guy was just like, when are people going to tell LA and New York protesters that this doesn't affect them? And then it's like, you just pretty much showed your colors. Like, you guys don't give a fuck if it doesn't affect you. How many people during the BLM riots were in other countries standing in solidarity? Obviously, because their countries have their own racial issues. But, like, it took something like that to happen in America during a lockdown for people to, like, rise up and, like, try to do something about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it also was a big part of it was that people at that specific time weren't going to a job, so they would be able to see more. It had more eyes on it. That has
nothing to do with what I'm saying, though. I understand. Yeah. People had the time.
Yeah,
and that was obvious. But this guy's point was like, why do people who it's not going to affect them care? That's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah,
and it's like, because people give a fuck about other people other than themselves.
Because we're all humans.
That spoke volumes to me that a lot of fucking conservatives and Republicans feel. If it doesn't affect me, then I don't need to give a shit. No, you do need to give a shit, because right now it's not affecting you, but it's as soon as some people are stripped of any type of rights, they're gonna come for what's next, and eventually it will catch up, and you're gonna regret not giving a fuck now, because you need to nip it in the butt now before it escalates to other rights that will affect you, because it's gonna affect every single person no matter what you think or feel eventually. And that's the point, is like
trying to stop it before it gets like
it spreads.
Which is starting to spread really quick.
This fucking government is a virus, okay?
I mean, they're just it's I don't know. There needs to be something like radical that happens, almost like a revolution. Honestly,
we need something to. I don't think this is like
it's not gonna go away with just protests. Like, it's gonna have to be like,
people are gonna have to like start from scratch. Like, that's my opinion. I think we are at a point where we're just gonna have to like dismantle everything and start fresh and start implementing new ways of government. Like, we can't keep doing this shit. It's exhausting. And people are only going to ignore it for so long until it affects them, unfortunately. And eventually it's going to start affecting too many people. You know, and it sucks that the people that it's affecting sooner are going to have to wait longer for it to affect more and more people. And by then, people are going to say enough is enough. And it's not going to be pretty, in my opinion. And I know people can hear this and be like, okay, bitch, like, it's not that deep. But it really is, if you think about it. Just because the sun is coming up and the fucking sky is blue today doesn't mean that we are in some type of crisis, because we are. And
I mean, we really are.
Anyway,
I think
that's my two cents. It's just exhausting getting on like Instagram and like seeing people just like, it's like, are you guys like I just want to shake people and be like, yo,
do you see what's going on in our country?
Stop it. But you know, people could be saying the same thing about me just because I'm, you know, they just see me online, like, you know what I mean?
I know.
Anyway,
but I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation with us.
Sorry, I feel like it comes to a point where we're just like down. Like, are we being downers?
Well, we're just what
am I supposed to do? Be like, yeah, fuck it. Because my two moods I've noticed the past year at least are, what the fuck? We need some progressive change. Like, shit needs to go down. And then also, fuck it, we can all die tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean?
I know. There's
no in between. for me at least.
But yeah. All right. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Sorry, we gotta end this on a cruddy.
Hit that
Is
subscribe
cruddy a
button.
word?
I don't know.
Crusty.
All right. See you all later, you loners.
Okay, we'll see you. Hopefully this wasn't too much of a mental drainage episode.
Go watch Dragon Ball Z.
Brian, can you please promise me you're not gonna sit like that from now on?
Okay.
Please. It's giving off like I don't care energy.
I do care. We're lounging with the peeps.
You can lounge and not have
Lounging
your
with the
feet kicked
peeps. We're
up.
talking. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.